Hello coding aliens, welcome to my YouTube channel Code with Aki. How are you doing guys? A lot of guys has been requested me to build a full responsive application in MERN stack, and here we are. As you have already seen the UI mockup in the thumbnail also for the responsiveness of this design. I hope you would definitely like this video tutorial, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe this channel as we are going to build more awesome projects in coming days. If you have any queries or doubts regarding this tutorial, feel free to reach to us on Instagram. You will get the link in the description, or you can simply comment down your suggestions for the next project. So let's get started and see the responsiveness design of this build first of all. So as you guys can see here, we have collections here, and we have added a pagination facility also, so you guys will get to learn how the pagination works in React. So let's see the responsiveness of the design. So I am opening a toggle device toolbar section here, and I will just click on this inspect there, and now you can see for the smaller screen size. So this is for a small screen, this is for the medium size, this is for the large mobile, this comes for the tablet section, this comes for the laptop, and if it is bigger than that, it will be break up into two grid of two parts like this, you can see here. So if it is larger than a screen of 180 pixel of size in width, it will break up into grid view of 2 by 2. So this is fully responsive design, and you can see here there is nothing breaking or anything like that in this design. So this is the UI part that we have covered here, and now let's go back to our main part, that is the functionality of this. So let's sum up the functionality of this application first of all. So in this video we are using the Cloudinary for uploading our video and the thumbnail on the cloud. If you can see here, we have a lot of videos and their thumbnail here, if you can see here. So I'm just going to play one here. So you can see here if there will be any copyright issue, I will just mute this video later, so that's why. Let's see one more thing here. So let's explore the Cloudinary once. So if you are new on the Cloudinary and don't know how to upload the image and the video on the Cloudinary to our application, so you guys are at the right place. So you guys will get to learn how you can build this application. So this is our Cloudinary dashboard here, and if you don't have any account on the Cloudinary, just create an account on the Cloudinary. It just gives you a 25 credits free, so you can add a 2 or 3 GB of storage you have free. Now you can see here I have added 286 MB storage I have exhausted, and which is 0.28 credits, and it just gave you 25 credits limit for 30 days. So in the month of 25 credit, it's a lot of you can you can build a application which you can upload your collections on the database and access anytime anywhere from any devices. So this is a very cool project, and its project will surely boost up your portfolio. So you guys never gonna miss this video. This video tutorial is absolute in its own manner here. So this is the thing that we are going to build here. So I'm just going to simply sum up the technologies that we are going to use. So in this build we are using the MongoDB for the database, if you are not familiar with the MongoDB, and if you have any issue with that, so this video is perfectly for you to learn the MongoDB concepts. We are using React for creating this view. You can see here for this front end we are using the React here. Next we are using the React pagination for if we have a larger collection, so we can easily switch between the different pages with this. So this is here I am using the React material UI pagination feature here, and this application, the backend of this application is built in the in Node.js, and the server, the REST API, is created using the Express server here. So that's the technical specifications of this. So what we are going to use here now, the points come. Let's go and first build this project in VS Code. So let's open the Visual Studio Code and do the coding of this. So I am in our Visual Studio Code here, and I'm just going to create a basic React application using the create React app. And one more thing I will just let you know about it, like if you see here we have a upload section also. So this is for the admin or the host user of there. So here you can simply upload a movie thumbnail and the video. Here you can simply give the name, the release date, and the language selection here too. So this is for the upload section. I will explore this upload section. I just need to fire this command here for the create React app. So it will just create our React application, and in that time we just explore this upload section here. So for that you guys need to have npx already installed on your local machine. Like if you don't know what npx is, so npx is a runtime node package builder here. So this is required for you to just start with the React app here, and you just get this npx installed using the npm. And for the npm you need to install it from the npm.org website. So you just need to install this, and these are the prerequisites. And now let's fire the command npx create React app, and you just need to give the name here. So I'll just give the name movie app collection. So this is the name that I have given, the directory name, or just call the project name here, and it just create our basic React application with this with these things here. And let's see the upload section here. Upload section is also responsive. We can check the responsiveness of this here. So this is how the upload section is looks like. So it is fully responsive for all screen sizes here. Now it is not breaking anywhere in our application here. So this is our upload section, and you can see here the responsive design here, right? Next what I do, I just need to upload a video, so that thumbnail and the video, so you guys will get to learn. And there is a special feature that I have need to mention here, so I will let you know later in this build. So just give the movie name. So I'm just going to upload the Friends season. Let's give the season 10, like I don't know which season is going on. I just put this 3 Friends season 3 official trailer. So this is the movie name. Let's add the date, August of this month, that is the release date, and the language here. So I just add the language here, English, right? And here, so when I upload the thumbnail, you will see the preview of the thumbnail also. So this is the thing that we have implemented it here. So when you select the thumbnail, you can see the preview of this. So that is a very important thing. If you are building an application and you see just simply see the thumbnail, right, and put the thumbnail and see the things there, so that will be very important. So you can see here the thumbnail is rendered when I select the page, the preview of the thumbnail here. So it just gives us a nice UI or nice view of the things. What you need to do, you need to first upload the thumbnail, then upload the video, and then you just need to click on the save button. So that save button will simply send all your data on the MongoDB database. So let's add this. So here you can see here we have added a progress bar also. So when it is 100% uploaded, now you can see here the thumbnail uploaded successfully, and now it is uploaded here, and you can see it is 100%. And now you need to upload the video here. So let's upload the video. You can also preview the video section also here. So the upload video will open a widget of Cloudinary. So I have explained both of the things, means we have covered both of the things, uploading through our native application and uploading it through our Cloudinary. So here I just upload it through the Cloudinary here. Let's browse here and open a file where you want to upload this. I have selected the friend from college official trailer. Now open this. Now you will see here there will be a progress bar also is coming there. So it is uploading here. Just give it some time. So it is uploaded and it is running in our browser, in our application. So you can simply see the preview, so what you are uploading here. So this is when the upload is complete, when it is 100%, it is uploaded on the cloud, and the file path, the file path that is coming from the cloud there, that the public URL, and we are accessing that public URL and just render it in our application. So this is the preview here. So this is so this is the application, and now let's save on this. So that will simply save this application to our cloud. MongoDB Atlas. So movie added successfully. So movie is added, and now let's see where it is added or not. So I think it just go, yeah, you can see it is at the very top of here. So it is added in so all the movie is coming in the descending order, means the latest one will be always at the top and show the rest here. So now when I click on this, you will see here. So this is the Friends season official trailer 3. I don't know which season is like, but this is the thing that we are going to build here. And one more thing I will explain in this video is the React player. So how you can use the React player to build this very nice application just like this. So let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and let's see whether it is uploaded, or whether it is started our React application or not. So it is still starting. So just give it just take some couple of minutes to get things done. So till then, so we are done with our create React app, and now you will get this boilerplate directory structure here. So inside of the source, you will get to see these are the test files. So we are not going to need this. So first of all, what I will do, I will just start the React app, the boilerplate React application in our local machine, and then we will do cleaning stuff. So just as you can see here, I'm using the yarn here. So for starting our React application, I will use the yarn start. And if you are using the npm, you can simply put npm start, so that your React application will start in your browser. From there you can simply debug the application. So you can see our React application is now running, and this spinning logo of React just confirms it that. So let's minimize this, and now let's do some cleaning stuff, because we are not going to use any test files here. So let's remove the logo, test, app.test, and just delete this, move it, and inside the app.js, let's open your app, the app.js file, and here you will see the header section. So just grab everything from the header section and remove it. First of all, remove the logo from the top, and here just add a hello from the movie. So this will simply for the testing purpose here. And now let's refresh this page. I think it will now be running. So here you can see here we have a default styling, so that's why it is aligning the centrally. So what I will do, I will just simply remove everything from the app.css, and let's save this, and doing uh, inside of the index.css, and add a two thing also there. One is the margin of 0 for all the pages that we are going to build here. So let's give the margin, and padding also 0. So margin and padding will ensure that there will be no any default styling or the things, sorry, oops. Margin and padding will ensure there will no any default styling. Now it is not having any style here, right? Now the times come to install the dependencies, all the dependencies that we are going to use here. So for the front end, initially for the view, you can see here, so we are going to first of all import the dependencies, install the dependencies, and then we can import it in our application to use that. So the first one is the Material UI core. You can see here the icons, Material UI icons, the Material UI icons, the Material UI pagination. So we are going to need or use all these, so you need to install the dependencies here. So I just use yarn add. So if you are using npm, so you can do npm install, and I'm using the yarn, so I will do yarn add, and here I will add a Material UI core. Similarly, we can copy this, just copy it and paste it here, and instead of this core we need icons, then paste it, we need Material UI lab for pagination here, then we need Axios for getting and fetching requests here, so we need Axios, then we need React router DOM field for creating a different pages or switching between different pages there, so we need React router DOM, then we need React player. So that's the overall dependency that we are going to use here in this build. So the React, I'm just once again repeating this: Material UI core, Material UI icons, Material UI lab, Axios, and React router DOM, and React player. So these are the dependencies that we are going to use here. Till then it is installing. Let's create a folder for the components that contains our components there, and inside of these components let's create another directory, that is the CSS for this. So inside of these components, let's create a file that is the header. Basically you can see we have a header here, so let's create an header.js file, and inside of this CSS let's create a header.css. so there we go, the header.css. now so inside the header.js CSS, first of all let's go inside the header.js, and first of all creates a functional component using RFCE that will generate a sample snippet for the functional component along with the default export here. And here just give the class name like header, so just give the class name header here, and what I will do, I will simply give testing purpose for just we add a hello from header. Now it's time to render this header component inside of this app.js. so you just need to remove this movie app and just put here the header like this header, and you can simply import this header from the components. Now let's save this. Okay, now let's go back to our default browser here. Now you can see here there will be a hello from the header. So now the header component is rendering there. Now let's add a real coding and just do the coding for the header section, because we need exactly this kind of header. So basically what I will do, I will just simply bifurcate or fragment this whole page into a basic components and build each and every components one by one. And this is the initial approach of all React developers do here. So now you can see here we have a h1 tag, and then we have a movie icon of the movie, then we have a button, and we have a button, and then we have a cloud icon there. So these are the things that we need, that we get it simply from the Material UI icons. So here we have an movie icon. So inside of this header.js we have this. So let's remove this hello from header, and here we just add another class name. Let's just copy this class name and paste it same. Okay, so this is header, and just give it the name of header container. And header container, inside of the header container you can see here we have two different things, like a header left and the header right. So we just create a two different class names with the header left and with the header right. So copy the same and paste it down here, and just rename it the container, just put it header left, and similarly we can add the header right. So instead of this header container we just put here header right. Fine. Okay, so inside of this header left we have a movie icon. So let's add a movie icon, and you just need to import it from the Material UI icons. So import movie from Material UI icons, sorry, at the rate Material UI icons, and here we have this movie shim. Okay, now let's, okay, it should be movie icon. Okay, now let's save this. Let's go back there and refresh this page. I hope it should updated with this. And then next we have header right. So for the header right, and we have a h3 tag for there also. So we have this h3 tag, so h3, and here we have movie db, like just give the name movie database. And here in the header right you can see we have a button, and we have a cloud upload icon, two things there. Now you can see here it is coming here with this, right? Okay, now let's save this page first of all to see the movie db. Okay, so this is the movie database here. Fine. Then we have a cloud upload icon. So similarly you can add a cloud upload icon same way and import it. So just copy this line of code and just paste it down here, and remove this movie part, and here put the cloud upload icon, and instead of this movie just put here cloud upload. Fine. Okay, now let's shape this. Okay, and then we have a button with the name of upload. So we have a button, and just give the button name, like we have a button, and just give the button name upload, upload. Now save this. So the header part is completed. Now the only thing that is left is the styling here. So what I will do, I will first import the CSS file here. So import CSS, and inside of the CSS we have a header.css. So header.css. Now save this. Okay, now what I have to do, let's refresh this page, header.js. Okay, now we have this header.css. So inside of this header.css, header.css not found. Okay, this is inside of this CSS, right? So I have created a header.css file here, and now I just go and simply type this. So these are the CSS codes along with me on my, that is hosted on my GitHub profile inside of this repo. I will share the link in the description for this repo, or you can simply get the CSS of there from here. So we have the header class. So here we are using the flexbox for giving the responsive design here. So I'm just simply copy everything here and just paste it down here, and it will explain you each and everything what is exactly this. So the header you can see here. So basically we have this header, we have given the display flex, and we have just specified the height. And when I scroll this, you can see a header is always at its position, so it is not it is just fixed there. So this fixed position is we achieve it from this position of sticky. So sticky will simply provide a position specification for the header. So it will be on top of 0, and the G index I have mentioned here 100. So the positive 100 we always put it at the top of any layers if it has. So that's why you can see here the header is already at the top of 0, and it is already at the top. When I scroll, it is not scrolled there. So this things is coming from there. And now you can see here we have added a very nice shadow of here. So you can see here this is the very nice shadow here. So this shadow we added here with this. So you will get the CSS file directly from my GitHub profile. So you will get it from here. Then we have added a header container. We have the header left and the header left, and then we have a header title. So basically the header title is what is this. So let me go back to there. So header title is basically this movie DB here, right? Okay, then we have an header title with the flex direction of row that we have already given there. So inside of this, so we have an header left, and we have the header right, and we can specify a header title there also. What I will do, I will paste sorry, what I will do, I will simply create another container with the header title, and just simply give the class name of header title, and put movie icon and the movie database, both of this inside of this header title container. Now let's save this. Okay, and now you will see here, and let's refresh this. Okay, now inside of here you need to just save this, and now you will see here we have styled the movie header here. Okay, now let's explain. I'm just explaining each line by line here. So then you can see we have header right. So header right is also have the padding of 5 pixel, and now you can see here we have both of these things aligned centrally here with this align center here. Then we have a icon. So for styling the icons, we have directly targeted the SVG icon root class. You will get it from by inspecting the page, inspecting the elements from the browser. Now we have just specified the color, and we have specified the font name here. Then comes the button here. So we have simply override all the buttons functionality or the styling directly here. So background color is transparent. We have provided the colors here, outline, border, and these things here. So we have provided here for the button there. So we are done with this header part here. So header part is now looking very cool. You can see here it looks very cool now. Now the next part is coming is how we can add a different pages there. So you just need to go back inside your app.js, and inside of this app.js you get to need of the React Router DOM. So React Router DOM basically provides us the feature for switching between different web pages. So inside of this, so you just need to import the browser router, switch, and the route. So what are we going to do? We just need a browser router. So browser router, then we need switch. So we need just switch, and then we need a route. So these things, and from where we get these things? So we get these things that I have already installed the dependency, that is a React Router DOM. If you have any issue with the React Router DOM, I will clarify there, right? So inside of this, what I have to do, you need to simply wrap the whole pages like what is going to render on the screen inside of this browser router. So browser router, okay, let's put the browser and routers, do the same thing too here. And inside of this browser router, you just need to specify the switch. So just let's add, do the import formatting. So we just not need to do a manual formatting here. So here inside of this, what we do, what we just want the header section to be displayed on every pages. So I have put the header at the apart from the switch, because we don't want to get stuck with the header section here. So then we have added the header section at the very top of there, and here we have a switch, and inside of the switch we just create a two route, one for viewing all the movie and other for uploading the data. So the first one would be the home page. So I just need to put this and exact. I have added the exact here, and there we have a component. So the component that will be going to render here would be a movie DB, or the movie database the component that we create here. So just create a component in the header.js. So let's create a movie database. So let's give the movie db.js. So this is the component, and let's add something like here RFC, and here you just need to add hello from movie DB. Okay, let's remove this. Now let's save this page, go back to your app.js, and here import the movie db directly from the components there. Okay, so now import the movie db. So the first route is for the home page, that is the movie database, and the other route is for the upload. So there we just need to put the exact, and oh sorry, here you need to put the path here. So I have not added the path here. Okay, so exact is by default is true there, and then you just need to put the path here, and the path should be upload like this. The path should be upload. So basically these are the things there you have to need to do for switching between the different web pages if you have a bunch of pages there. So here we have the movie db, and here movie db should be add movie. So let's add movie container. So what you need to do, you need to create another file with the add movie.js. so this is the container here. So let's start another functional component here using this snippet here, and let's put here hello from upload. Right, now let's save this all are for the testing purposes that I am just doing it here. So here let's close this route by there, and now import the add movie. So just import it from the add movie here. Okay, now let's save this. We are done with this. We are done with our switching between the different pages there, and now the only thing that is left is with the styling of the app.css. So I have simply removed all the styling of the app.css. So you just need to add the styles. So that would be perfect for us for doing this. So for this app we have a class that is the name of app, and here inside of this app just put the height. First of all, let's put the height auto, and what I need to do here, we have just put the minimum height of 100 view height. So this is the minimum height, and then we just use the display of flex. So display of flex, and we just give the flex direction column same, and then we just need to put the background image of linear gradient. So we just get a very nice texture of there. So I've just added a 90 degree, and here I'm just adding a hex code of the colors. So 14121, you get this colored hex code directly from my GitHub profile there, the repository that I have already added on the GitHub there. So you will get there. Okay, so we have this, and okay, let me do, I think it is of 0 and 5051421. so this is the correct color combination, and next one is 042727. then this is the app section here, and then we have these things. And now let's save this. You will see here we will have a very nice, okay, so there is a two header thing that is I have added there. So let's check that. Okay, we have a header inside of this browser. Okay, let's remove this header section. Then now save this. You will see a single header here. Fine. Okay, so this is done of our our app there. And now we are done with these things of header also. Now let's do coding for the movie add movie database. First of all, we just do the coding for the add movie. So for adding the movie here, here you can see, first of all, what I will do, you need to add a routes of there. So basically, if I click on this movie database or the icon of there, we just need to go back to our home page, means to our the default home page there. So for that, I will just use huge history there. So I'll just need to do that. So const history, let's put here huge history, and we just need to import this huge history from the React Router DOM. So it just provide us a function of history.push. So here we can use this. So here we have used the huge history, and when I click on this, click on this header title, click on this of header title, we just need to go back to our home page. So history dot push, and here we use the push state, and here click on this. So this is for the history page, right? And if you can see here, if we are on the header section, you will see here we have a thing that is here added, already added. You will not see, won't see because of this black color here, but you can see here we have this. If now you can see here hello from the movie DB is already here like this. So now let's shape this and do the same thing for the upload also. So and I'm just added the same thing for uploading the file also. So on click here, and here we have a history dot push, and here we have an upload. So let's put there upload. Now let's save this and just test it whether it is working or not. So here you can see it is on the home page, that is hello from the movie DB, right? When I click on this upload, you will see you can see hello from the upload. So you can see here this is from hello from the upload. If you click on this, now you can see hello from the movie DB. When I click on this, you will see hello from the upload, and now you can see also here in the on the search bar also. So we are pushing the state here. Okay, now the next step is to just add a coding for the add movie here. So let's click on this add movie and the movie database. So similarly, I will just simply remove this default text here, and now what I will do, I will simply create a 2 CSS file each for add movie and the movie database. So let's create an add movie dot CSS, and similarly create another file for movie db dot js. Now save this. Okay, so sorry, not js, it is css. Oops. Yeah, now fine. Okay, now let's go back there here inside of this. Okay, now you need to import the CSS file first of all. So import CSS, and here we have add movie dot CSS. So we have imported the CSS file here. Then what you need to do, you just need to do just, if you see here we have an upload section here. So when I click on this upload, you can see we have information here like a movie name, year of release, language, upload thumbnail, and upload video, and then we have a button at last. So these are the basic things that we just need to add it here right now. So let's add inside of this add movie. So let's put a class name here. So the class name, first the class name would be the container name or any name you just provide, but you just need to get the reference of this, so there will be no issue with the styling of the page here. So that's why I just give the class name here add movie. So this is the class name for the add movie, and then inside of this add movie, what I will do, I just copy this and paste it down. For what I will do here, then we have a add movie, and then inside of this we have a add movie container, then add movie container. Next what I will do, I will have another class name with the add data. So basically what the data I'm just going to add here, so add data, same, and then we have another class with this, and we have the data information. So data info will be there, right? So data info information there. Then we have, you can see here we have a movie name, right? So we have a movie name, so we just put it inside of h3 tag. Okay, let me do that. H3 tag, let's do this, and here just give the movie name. And then we have an input field. So we have an input field. So here in input field have the placeholder. So placeholder will be a movie, enter movie name, enter movie name. So this is the placeholder for the input field here. And we can also add a value or the on change property later. If later there, first of all I just need to create a markup of there. So the type will be the text here. Now what I will do, I will simply copy this, and you can see here we can simply, okay, placeholder is there, type text. So we just need to paste this movie name, the class name of add info for how many times? 1 2 3 4 4 times, like there. So just need to paste it down one time, 1 2. So this is for the year of release. So year of release, and here we have year of release would be a type of, would be the type of date. So let's put input type date, year of movie. The input type is input type of date, or you can simply add an input type of year. So you will simply get a month and the year instance of there from the calendar. And then you can see here, then we have one language. So language, and then language, instead of this input tag we have a select. So let's add a select. Okay, and then inside of the select we will have a bunch of options for there. So we have a select, and here you have to need to select the language here. So basically we will provide the drop down of the languages there, right? So there will be a language there. So first option should be select language. So I will just simply copy the text of the options value that we already have there. So I just need to do that. So these are the options, like here you can see here we have these options. So first, the select language, the first one Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Bhojpuri, Chinese, and the other. So these are the options for the languages there. Okay, then just get the reference of there. Then we have an input field also for uploading the thumbnail there. So we have another, let's add this. We have another class name. Okay, control Z. Okay, just copy the instance there for the class name there. So add info class name, just copy it and paste it down here. Now you can see here we have a plus tag, and then we have an upload thumbnail option there, right? So instead of this h3, I just put here a p tag for the plus icon. So p tag here, and there will be a plus. Okay, and then we have another p tag that just show us the thing that what we need to upload. So upload thumbnail, and then we have an input field, but you are not able to see the input field because we have added a visibility hidden for the input field, because we don't want to get the input field here, but the functionality of getting the input field is there, but it is not visible on the page. So that's why we have added used the thing that what we call visibility of hidden, right? Okay, so then we have an image, we have an input field there, and there will be an upload media class. So we just need to call a class that is upload media. So first initially we have added these things. Later we will add the features of this, how the uploading and all these things is working there. Then we have a input field here. So let's add this input field here. So basically the input type will be a file, and the file, the thumbnail file should accept all the movies, all the pictures, picture extension. So we just add a accept here, and accept should be like first one, the movie PNG. So first it accepts the PNG file. So here we have accept PNG, then accept GIF image too. So image GIF like this. Okay, let's remove the comma there. Okay, then we have, okay, then we have we will have an image JPEG. So JPG image also there. Okay, let's remove and remove this thing. Okay, so the things we have, first we have the image PNG, then we have a GIF image and the JPEG image that it accepts the input field type, right? And just need you just need to add the placeholder, otherwise you will just remove this. Okay, so we have a file here, and just give an ID for uniquely identify this. ID will be the thumbnail. Fine. Okay, so we have an input field of file ID, accept, and the placeholder there. Okay, then we have a video section there. So what I will do, I will simply grab this, add movie, add info class once again, copy this and simply paste it down here. And there we have an upload video. So instead of this thumbnail, we just put here the video. So upload video. Then okay, so then we have a video tag on the things we are adding later there. So initially we just create a markup of their things. So the markup should be like this. Okay, then we have these things here, and we have an input field for adding the video, or we just get the thumbnail like a widget of the Cloudinary. So that will be do that I will do it later there. Till then, these are the things that you just need to mention it here, like we have added it here, right? Sure. Then here we just have a class name. So what I will do, I will simply create a container here. So basically, instead of this input field, I just need to add a container layer. So let's add a container. Just give the class name. Just give the class name here like video container. So video container. So we just need to style this later. So this we have a video container or the vid container this way, and just close this div. Okay, so this is the video container there, and it contains the video file and these things here. So what I will do, I will simply grab this and put it inside this video container. Okay, so then we are done with this, and we don't need this input field anymore right now, because we use a widget for uploading there. And the latter, the last, we have a button, the save button here. So we just add a button there. So here we have a button. So the button, this button will simply save this whole information on our MongoDB. So button, and just give the name here, save. So this is the save button. Now let's save this whole file, and now go back to our, now refresh this page. Now you can see here we have all the information is coming down here, but it is not styled here. So what I need to do, I just need to style this whole page using the CSS here. So the styling will be very important for you guys to look up there, because we are using the Flexbox. So we just don't need any we just don't need any prior third-party libraries or the things. You can use a Bootstrap for giving the responsiveness of design. Otherwise Flexbox also do the same thing that what Bootstrap did. So here you can see, here we have added a container for the video. Similarly, we should add the container for the image also, so that gives the very nice design for there. So we can add an image container there. So image container, and then we can style this image container. So this way we can do this. So inside of this image container, what I will do, I will simply copy everything, just grab everything there and put it inside of this. Now let's save this. So this is the image container here, and I've already imported the CSS file here, right? add movie.css. so let's go back to the add movie.css there inside of the css file, and here we have add movie.css. so first of all, what I will do, I will simply basically I was just generating the markup, right? So a structure there, and the whole thing, the actual thing will start after there. So how the things is uploading features is working, how the rendering feature and the uploading on the cloud feature, and the things that is pushing on the MongoDB database, right? So these things will come later in this part. So I have added the style, the css file there, and styled things here. Now you can see here each and everything here, right? So these are, we have an add movie, the add container, add data, and add information, and all these css here. So you will get this file directly from my GitHub profile. I will drop the link in the description. So our mockup is ready. Our mockup is ready for the upload file here. Now you can see here, so we have this upload file here, and then we have this button. So I don't know why these things are happening there, so but I will make sure this style should not break. So there is a lot of things like there after this plus icon, there is a lot of space there. So we just need to fix it out now, and then we can simply upload the things and media out there. Okay, so then we have we are done with these things here, I think. Okay, now let's go back to the add movie.js and just simply check the class name whether I have just misspelled anything like that. So there we have an image container, which is perfect. Inside of this image container we have a p tag. Okay, because we have an input field, but we don't want to simply display the input field, so there you can simply add the style of display. I think, yeah, it is already added in the css file, so that's why we are not able to see the input field there. But the functionality should not work here, because we just need to create a function that will target this input field to simply upload the thumbnail and all that thing. So basically I've just created a structure there. So in I will just create the structure first, and then we add the functionality one by one. So I think there will be no issue with that. Okay, now what I will do, let's go back, let's save this file first of all, and let's add a structure in the movie database there. So this is the movie database things here. Okay, let's remove this. So this is the movie database. So let's remove the hello from the DB first of all, and okay, first of all let's remove this hello from DB. And what you need to do, you just need to add the styling of styling and the markup of this. Let's go back the home page. Okay, so this is the home page. Now let's refresh this. So here we have things like where we have a pagination, we have your collection, and where we have these things like movie container there, things here. So these things are coming from the React player. So I will explain it later how these things are working. First of all, let's give the class name. So the class name should be the movie, and then we just copy this and paste it down, and then we have a movie container class. So it contains the movie. So then we have a movie container class, and inside of this movie container class we have an h1 tag, and h1 tag basically have a your collection. So your collections, right? Okay, and then we have a pagination. So I will add the pagination later. Okay, then we have a movie contents. So let's create another div of movie contents. So div, just give the class name like this. Okay, just give the class name. Okay, and then here we have a movie contents, right? So it contains array of all the movies that we have listed it here down. Okay, so here we have a movie contents, and inside of this movie content you can see here we are using the React player. So React player will basically provide us the way of simply playing a video that will be fetching from the URL, and then we have a thumbnail, and when I click on this thumbnail, the movie will be played here. So this is how we can use this. So here I'll just need to add a class name. Just give the class name here, and just give the name of the class name like movie content. So basically it will be for each and every movie. So movie content, and then like this movie content, and inside of this movie content we have a player ID, or like I can simply give an ID of also for uniquely identify this. So just give the ID of movie data, and then here inside of this div we are using the React player. So basically give the React player, and you just need to import it. React player I have already mentioned or install the dependencies initially. So if you have not, so just rewind there and just you can simply get the dependencies list there what we have already installed. So we have installed the React player. So React player from React player, and if you specifically if using the YouTube, so you can simply add the YouTube library too, but I'm just using the React player. So any of the link will be simply running here, so there will be no any issue with that. And then what I need to do here we just need to have a bunch of we have a bunch of properties there. So if you search for the React player, you will get the properties options. You just need to learn from there. So here we have first the URL that you have to specify there. So I'm just simply grab the URL from here. Let's have this URL. Okay, you just need to grab the URL there, React player. So let's see the properties of the React URL first of all. React player, right? So this is the React player here, and you can simply scroll it and down. You can see here we have the URL. So basically you just need to provide the URL, and initially I'm just providing the URL here, basically the first URL of there, and we can simply dynamically get set the URL using the state later in this build. Then we have another props there, like for the player. Okay, let's put it inside of there. So there we have another props that is a player. So the player value is default. Okay, let's get there. So player value, so here we have this playing. So default it is false. Let me make it some bigger, so you will see here. So the playing is default false, and if you want to add the playing feature, so you can simply add it here. So playing, here I'm just adding the playing feature of like they are true. So there we have a playing of true, and then you can see we have a loop. So basically we just want to show the controls also. So the control section, so you just need to add the controls true. By default it is false. Then we just need a thumbnail, so we just need to thumbnail there. So the URL of the thumbnail will go in this light property. So the light basically the light property will basically gets the thumbnail there, right? So the thumbnail URL, so you just need to grab the URL of the thumbnail there, right? So basically you just need to do that. So basically the light will contains the URL of the thumbnail. So let's add the URL of the thumbnail. I'm just added a hard-coded thumbnail right now, but later we will change it and add a dynamically added the things there, right? And then we have a volume section. So you can simply set the volume of their default volume. So you can set the volume from 0 to 1. So I've just set the volume to 0.5 here. And then we have volume there, and then we have muted. So if you can simply add a muted value of whether the things will be muted or not. So here you can simply add, initially it is false, but you can add the muted volume value there. Okay, let's put it here, right, like this, and just remove this muted value. And the muted value basically just provide a value like true or false. So I'm just added the muted value to false. And then you can see here we have a play icon. So basically you can see here we have this play icon. So what I do, we will add a play icon, your own icon, whatever the icon, you just pass it here like options in there, so you can add that play icon. So here we have just added a property of play icon, and the play icon should be, I'm just using the icon button that will that I will import it from the Material UI code. So we just need this icon button, and this icon button, just give the class name of icon button, like icon button. Just give the class name to the play button, play button, the name of the icon button, and let's close this. First of all, icon button, and inside of this icon button we just need play icon, right? So let's import this play circle filled icon, play circle filled icon. So this is the icon that we are going to use it here. Now let's import the material icon button directly from the Material UI code, so we will not going to stuck with any error or things there. Now let's save this. So these are the things there. Okay, and the next thing that is there, if you see here, we have a movie name, the language, the release date, and the uploaded on there, right? So we have these things here. So let's add these things also here. So inside of this we have an h3 tag. So h3 tag which contains the movie name. So h3 tag which contains the movie name. Okay, let's add a movie name, name name, and then we have a p tag there. So let's add a p tag, like, so we have a p tag, and inside of this p tag we have a language of the movie. So language, or we can simply add a span for simply for the language, so we can style it later. So a span, and here we have a language. Fine. Okay, so we have a language, and then after that language, then we have a these things here, and then we have a release date here. So let's add it another with another span there, and here we have a release date. Yeah, year of release, year of release. Then we are done with this, and after that we have a various we have a small tag that is uploaded on also, right? Okay, so I will just add it to, so let's add it by breaking this up. So break, add here break, and here we have another span, and here we have a uploaded on, and it should be in italic. So I will just simply add in I tag, the italic side. So this will be uploaded like uploaded on. So these are the things there. Fine. Okay, now the things come here. After this we have done with the pagination and all that things there. Okay, now let's save this, and we will be good to go to build the things. And now let's save this, go back to our deployed version here. Now go back to the home page, and let's refresh this page one time. I think it is compiling, so let's check whether it is compiled or not. So yeah, it is still compiling, so let it compile first. So it is compiled successfully. Now if I click on this thumbnail, you will see the it plays. So this is the power of the React player, right? So these things are because of the React player, and now the only thing is left is the styling of there. So for styling, first of all, you just need to import the MovieDB CSS. So CSS, and let's import the MovieDB. Let's put it MovieDB.css. Now let's save this. Go back to the Explorer there, File Explorer, and here we have a MovieDB.css, and then you just need to add the CSS file there, right? So you can see here we have added a CSS file here already. That I just directly get it from my GitHub repository. and here this is the CSS file, and this is the things we are using the Flexbox for styling all these things here. And I'm just need to explain things, a couple of things I just need to explain it here, like here. So the here I'm using the media query. So media query will just provide the responsive design of the things here. So here I'm using the media query screen for the maximum size of 600 pixel. Means the 600 pixel maximum size will simply defines a mobile devices. Like a mobile devices, the width ranges from the 300 pixel to 600 pixel. That is the mobile devices. If it is the iPad or the things, then the iPad should be the 768 pixel. And this maximum size of 180 pixel is for smaller desktops, like laptops of this smaller screen. And then we are using another media query for the minimum size of 1280 pixel. This is for the responsive design for the screen size that is greater than 1280 pixel, that is for the larger desktops and the larger applications here. So these things are for the giving the things we are using the media queries for giving the responsive design here. And you can see here I am using the Flex, and I'm not using the Flex here, I'm using the grid. And the grid template columns, we have added the repeat of each and every column. There will be 2 items in a row. So this is where you can simply explain, like understand is just like there will be 2 columns of each 2 items there, right? And there we have added one fraction of width there. And the auto rows, we have added like a 500 pixel there, and we have aligning all the items to the center and items to the placed item to the center there. So this is for the media queries, that things that we are using here. And next, if you see, you can see here we have a play icon here, but it is very small and it is not looking very lucid or nice. So here we have directly added a pagination. So if I do the pagination there, these are the things for the pagination, overriding the pagination style. So I will explain it later. Okay, then we have a movie content there. Inside of the div, we have using the Flexbox of here, and then we have a material UI icon, and when we hover on this, we will get this, right? Okay, then we have a button base of root this and the material UI button and all these movie icon on the contents there. Okay, now let's save this. You will see there is nice style of this movie database. So after this our front end is completed from there. So our front end is completed. Now our front end is completed. I think there is issue with this, so let's grab this. Okay, I think there will be we have added a padding of there. So let's see inside of this. Okay, font size of 4 rem, make it 4 rem. Now let's save this. Okay, so now it is looking like this. Okay, or otherwise on the slide to add this, I will explain it later how these things are working there. Okay, so these are the things here. Okay, material UI icons. Okay, so our design is ready, and our front end part is already completed here. The front end is already completed here. The only thing that is left here is the back end of the things. So this is the first part of this. In the second part, we will first create a Cloudinary database, the instance of Cloudinary, how you can connect your application with the Cloudinary and store the data on the clouds. And then we will explain each and every concept of how we can integrate your front end with the back end using the Node.js. So this is the first part of this build. In the second part, we will meet in the we will meet it there. So till then, if you like this video, surely you can simply drop a like button or smash the like button with there, and just comment down your any queries, doubts regarding this build. I hope you would enjoy this video, or this video is truly based on our real concepts, the things that we are using here in this build. I hope you would like this video. Till then, meet you in the next part, or you can also explore my other other courses that is going, like other video series that is going on the e-commerce application, you can also check out that part too. So I will simply drop the link in the description, or you can simply get the link in from the card. Thanks. Let's meet, just meet in the next part with the Cloudinary stuff there.